you know there's a bias in gaming journalism, not only by how they fake review different games. You know, IGN does their 7 out of 10 for every AAA game out there, even if it's the worst game of all time. We saw it with Star Wars Outlaws. It was a joke. These reviewers are paid shills. And as much as what they do review shows how disingenuous they are, what they don't review also shows how disingenuous they are. There's a huge controversy going on right now because of Lollipop Chainsaw RePOP, which is a new remastered version of the old game, which a lot of gamers really love and a lot of gamers have been calling for reviews on, and none of the major media sites have been reviewing it. Well, finally, Kotaku posted something after there was a ton of flack over this, and it gets insane as we're watching Alyssa Mercante melt down over Vara and her, of course, just posting for gamers once again. Really, really funny stuff. We'll get into the news in just a moment. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Join us here, my friends. My name's John Delarose, and I really appreciate you being here helping us fight the culture war in gaming. I am also making my own content. I have a wonderful graphic novel out, and we're at a point where this is going to be closing in about a day. So it says 28 hours, but about 24 hours left. I would love for you to come in on this. This is a lot of fun. It's good science fiction. I wrote this as a replacement to Star Wars and Warhammer 40K, building our own universe that maybe eventually we'll make video games and the like if we can build up enough support. We're getting real close. This has a real shot at hitting $50,000 and more over the next 24 hours, and it would all make it for gamers like you. So check it out. If you like comic books, grab this. It's in the description below. And please, even if you are not intending on backing it, share it out on your social media. Let people know this is a great alternative for people who do love comics because every share really counts. It helps us get the word out there and helps us build what we're doing. I have a wonderful artist team that's working with me. We love and appreciate you guys for making us a success. Thank you again. All right. So, as I said, Vara has been way on top of this. We appreciate her service, as usual. 3 days since release, no Lollipop Chainsaw RePOP reviews from major outlets. Not suspicious at all. Well, Alyssa Mercante is on it, and despite, of course, blocking everybody, Alyssa Mercante has gone at Vara about as hard as possible. Very, very weird. I remember on 4th of July when Alyssa was sending DMs to Vara, like threatening her. It was very crazy. After the whole Fight Me debacle that Alyssa Mercante started over gamers, because she doesn't like gamers. As a gaming editor, it's very, very weird. And here's what she posted after the mainstream media was getting a lot of flack for not touching this game. She posts all caps, "They're refusing to review a game. Wake up, sheeple. This has nothing to do with embargoes or available codes or limited resources. This is a conspiracy." So it's all limited resources and embargoes and the like that's making this not happen. Now, the game's out. So, I mean, there can't be an embargo on the game after it's out. That doesn't make any sense. Clearly a lie from Alyssa Mercante, but this is what Kotaku does. They lie about everything. They gaslight gamers. They show their disdain for gamers. They show their disdain for games that gamers like. And this is part of their agenda. It's happening not just there. IGN, Eurogamer, all these companies are working together. If you watched my video earlier this morning about Tales of the Shire, you can see a whole list of how the companies just basically coordinate their messaging across all their media. It's crazy. Go over to that video and look at that. It's definitely worth it. And this is something that happens in, again, what they choose not to cover as well. Very important here. No disrespect to Firecracker. Guys, that's the joke. Okay. So she continued with this because Kotaku finally did post something, which we'll get into. And, of course, she goes at Vara again. Kotaku posting a hit piece instead of a fully fledged review. Not very surprising. Alyssa complained about me saying it's sus they didn't review it. No embargoes, no available codes or limited resources are standing in their way. So where is it? I've already streamed OG mode. We'll be streaming my RePOP mode and gave my review. And then here we are. You mean the embargoes that lifted off a week before release? Why have no major outlets covered it? Surely it's because of lists every excuse in the book. Let's pull that aside then. The game has been out for over 24 hours. It's a 6-hour game. Where are the reviews? So maybe she's talking about Kotaku's limited resources. I don't know. Maybe they had to put him on something else, some other agenda, like the Hobbit game that's not going to be coming out till 2025. That would make sense. They got to write an article calling it cozy and fun when gamers hate it, after all, because they got to do their propaganda pieces. So here's Alyssa Mercante. I love it when people have never worked in a newsroom, never planned an editorial calendar, never had to write for a review alongside other long-form pieces and interviews and hand-ons, and have never had to edit copy to a specific standard, act like they know a goddamn thing about it. This is a lot of cope right here, because obviously Vara is succeeding way more than Alyssa Mercante. Her following at this juncture is about 10 times what Alyssa Mercante has, and it's all because Vara tells the truth about gaming. It's really simple at that level. So these people who are working for these companies, doing so for clout, not really getting paid much for it, and not getting really much positive attention for it, all they can do is lash out and try to act on the negative attention. And that's what they thrive on. They get dopamine hits off of this, and this is Alyssa Mercante's life at this point, it seems like. I've obviously run editorial newsrooms. I've been in them too. I've worked at various companies like this. I've worked at Bounding Into Comics, PJ Media, The Federalist. I've worked for Milo Yiannopoulos, and I know exactly how it's like. So I can tell you right here that this is complete BS. You do have to choose which stories you do and which ones are the important ones. And they clearly chose that this was not going to be an important one to them, because they didn't want to highlight this. And it's all just because, in my opinion, that it's just a cheesecake action adventure. They don't like that, right? They want everything to look like the Karen in Star Wars Outlaws, and applaud for that and try to force all games into that little monolithic, bland look, right? That has always been their agenda. So here's what they said by Zach Zizwizin. Okay. Says it's a bad way to play the campy Xbox 360 era action game. So it's old and it's campy and it's a bad way to play it. So immediately just destroys it in the headline, just like this. According to those who have played it, not him, recently released remastered 2012 Lollipop Chainsaw is a janky, hard-to-play mess with performance problems, missing features, and bugs galore. So, of course, it's very bad. It's a bad remaster, absolutely terrible. And, again, as former Kotaku writer Ashley Barden wrote last year, Juliet is allowed to be annoyingly talkative, sexual, and competent, romantic, and smart, and that Juliet is not easily decategorized. That's what makes playing her feel so natural. And if you want to experience this oddball game in 2024, you best maybe busting out the old Xbox 360. So they don't like this because of and it's just because of the campiness, just because the character looks good and they don't want that. Obviously, that's what they're trying to hit on right away. You could tell that there's nothing, even in the first paragraph, just about what's going on. But now they have to go, it's a bad remaster. So here it is. It was launched last week. I downloaded it on Steam. I felt like something was off. I played through the opening moments. So you played 5 minutes of a game. Again, these people just don't like video games. They don't like video games that other people like, and that tends to be what happens. And I think every time Kotaku and IGN goes out and tries to destroy something like this, it actually amplifies it to a new level. More gamers like it, and it just makes them seethe more. Seems like that's exactly what happened with Black Myth Wukong, if you remember, just a few weeks ago. I know it's a long time in internet years. But with that, they kept saying that it was a buggy game, that it was just nothing special, and yet all the gamers just loved it and had a lot of fun with it. Very weird. When I tried to tweak RePOP's visual settings, I discovered that the game only lets you change the resolution. When I tried to back out of that menu using the B button, I learned that you have to exit every menu by selecting the exit option. So he's mad at the menu options. Okay, cool. That's not the game. While the game ran at a solid 60 frames per second for me, I was disappointed to find that the Tony Basil song no longer plays when you activate your super mood after killing a bunch of zombies. All in all, it wasn't a great experience. Again, he doesn't really talk about playing the game. He's missing that a song, I guess maybe they don't have the rights to it in the new game, so they probably changed the song. That's all he's got. That's it. So it's ridiculous that these people are doing this kind of hatchet job at this level. And he didn't even play it. He says he only played through the opening moments and then went to the screen to try to change the resolution, and he didn't like the screen to change the resolution. This isn't a review. This isn't somebody who actually played the game. It's not actually something that's anything other than a hatchet job, and it's only for one reason. Or maybe it's for two reasons. Yeah, I think it's probably for two reasons. Kotaku should be ashamed of themselves as ever. They are anti-video game. They're anti-gamer. People like Alyssa Mercante are just not doing anybody any service at this point, and it's sad to watch. All right, leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit the like and subscribe button. Please check out The Hidden Emperor. We're at the very end of the campaign right here. And like I said, share it across social media, guys. I just got another backer. Appreciate you guys so much for supporting real good science fiction. This is the type of stuff that we can build to replace these crappy properties that they've been hawking on us for years. And I really, really would love for you to check this out. It's in the description below. Thank you again.